Hello, welcome back to my shop. A while back I bought a camera shoulder rig, some Indian stuff from Pro-Aim, and some of the parts were good, some were badly manufactured, some were badly designed, and I bought a lot of other parts from various manufacturers, and I made some parts myself, and I've been sort of tinkering with this, I thought I'd show you a couple of the parts I made so far, and today I'm going to make a little thing to hold a neoprene handle. So I'll bring the camera in to give you a closer look. This is a camera base plate that I made, and I want these two rods. These are 15mm rods, 60mm apart. I want them to be directly underneath the camera lens here, and at the same time I want to attach the Sakuto C-finder so that it fits right where the camera monitor is. And the C-finder comes with a base plate like this, but if you want to use this one, you'll have to use the base plate, and then you have to put this on another plate to attach the rods. And then when you start using a follow focus, that will put a twisting motion on all of it, and usually what happens is that the screws come loose and it doesn't work very well. So I made this, which is sort of a one-piece solution that attaches the Z-finder to the camera and at the same time attaches the camera to the 60mm rods here. This is another part I made, and this has a dovetail, and I machined this from 8mm steel, and this fits on my Manfrotto tripod head. One thing I found when using this rig is that when I move one hand up to focus or to press buttons on the camera, what happens is the entire rig tries to topple over sideways. So what I'm going to do is put a handle right in between, so it's right underneath the camera lens. I made this riser part, and this is made out of 20 by 40mm aluminium, and this is 20 by 20mm aluminium that I milled down, and then I clamped these pieces together to the rods like this. And today I'm going to make a thing out of two parts of aluminium that puts a neoprene grip right underneath the lens, like so. And this is a K-Tech neoprene grip. I bought it from B&H Video, so that's what I'm gonna use. I've set up a piece of aluminium stock here. This is 15 by 20mm aluminium stock, and I'm going to use this. This is a 15mm end mill, and I'm going to bring that up and down a couple of times, and each time I'm going to bring it farther in to the stock, and I'm going to bring it 6.5mm in, and you know 6.5 plus 6.5, that's 13, so that'll leave a 2mm gap between the pieces, which is exactly what I want. I have to check that everything is lined up, of course. And now I'm going to bring this in to where it just touches the aluminium. Now I'm going to take off 2mm here. I'm going to take off another 2mm. And finally, another 2.5 millimeters. And now I'm going to go back. Now I'm going to crank 60 millimeters, which is 12 turns. So 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, we made the first 2 cutouts, separated 60 millimeters for one of the parts. Now I'm going to crank the aluminum stock away farther to make the first hole for the next part. I don't have a DRO on this machine, so I just have to use these engraved scales here and sort of do it the old-fashioned way. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And time for the last cutout here. Here we go. So far so good. We have these recesses 6.5 millimeters deep, and now I need some holes. They're supposed to go this way, but since we all have this clamped up, I'm just going to drill the holes horizontally. I configured this mill now for horizontal mode and cranked it all the way back to where I started, and now I'm just going to crank the table 17.5 millimeters this way, and I'm going to start drilling my first hole from the side here. Okay, I'm checking this. This is 10 millimeters from the edge, so this is correct. And now for some center drilling. And then for the actual drilling of the hole. Okay, now it's center drilled, and now I'm gonna get the proper drill in. This is a 6.8 millimeter drill. I'm going to make some M8 threads here, and here we go. Okay, now I'm going to make 8.5 millimeters holes here, so that the 8 millimeter screws will pass through without any problem. This is what the masterpiece looks like so far. We've drilled 5 holes. Here will be threads in these ones, and these will be unthreaded. And I'm going to cut this part here and here, just using my plastic vice jaws and my trusty old hacksaw. These are the 2 parts now, and I'm going to tap these holes, UNC 38 for the middle one and M8 for the other 2 ones. So this tapping handle is a bit big, but I bought it yesterday, so I just want to try it out. And here we go for the first hole, some M8 threads. I tapped all 3 holes in this, and I didn't bother filming that. You've seen people tapping holes before, but now I'm going to mill the ends of both parts, and I'm going to do both at the same time. And here I have some pieces of 15 millimeter rod, so I'm just going to put that in between and put them together and throw them in a vise, and I won't even have to use parallels for this. And here I have the pieces, and I'm just going to put some 15 millimeter rod in between and put them together, throw them in the vise and clamp them, and then I'm going to mill from the side. Won't even have to bother measuring anything. I'm just going to do a couple of passes until it looks right. I flipped it around so you can see me machine the other side. And that'll be all for the edges. I've got them both milled off here at the ends, and now I'm just going to make a 45-degree angle here, just to, because I think it looks better. And here's a 30-degree angle and a 15-degree angle, and I'm just going to set the parts up simply like this and clamp it at a 45-degree angle in the vise here, like so. And then I'm just going to remove the angles, of course, and then mill them. And here we go. And here's another one. Okay, now I'm going to use my plastic vise jaws and put this part in the vise and put the handlebar into here and tighten it with a screwdriver through the hole here. So this is how it looks with the handlebar on the bottom part, and now here's the top part, and here's 2 M8 screws and washers like so. And the top part fits like this, like so. And then if we take the shoulder rig here, remove the front part, and here it is, today's project in all its glory. And now I can use this shoulder rig with one hand on the neoprene handle and one hand for the follow focus, just like I intended. So that was the project for today, and nothing advanced really, but I hope you had fun watching me doing this, and see you later.